Starbucks took 4 used shipping containers and made them into a really cool coffee shop. They say the containers are reclaimed, refurbished, renewed, and revived. Sounds like what God does in the heart of someone who's born again. I'm Tom Miller. I pastor in the great city of Superior, Wisconsin at a church called Central Assembly, where we believe in salvaging the lost, reusing the unwanted, and refurbishing the discarded. This is Fuel for the Fire, volume 705. It's called Recycled. The first Starbucks drive-through and walk-up store is located just outside of Seattle. It's made from 4 refurbished shipping containers they just couldn't bring themselves to throw away. Jesus said, "I am the resurrection and the life. He that believes in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live." John 11:25. God has always been into recycling. God recycled before it was cool to recycle. Saul was a hater and persecutor of Christians. God changed him into a passionate missionary and an effective church planter. Peter was an impetuous zealot who often spoke without thinking. God transformed him into an eloquent preacher who once saw 3,000 converted to Christ after one sermon. Jacob was a deceiver and a conniver, but God turned him into the Prince of Israel. Mary Magdalene had a past. The woman caught in adultery was steeped in sin, and the woman at the well was living an immoral life. But God wasn't done. And God can recycle you and me too. Maybe we have failed in the past. Maybe we're in the process of failing now. But God refuses to throw us away. He chooses instead to refurbish and reuse us. Jesus is the resurrection and the life. We always have hope with Jesus. He never gives up on us. He knows our failures, our foibles, and our frailties, but he cannot bring himself to discard us. It's interesting to use a product made from recycled material. When I see it printed on the package, I always wonder where it's been before. And that's our story too. We are recycled, not just cleaned up, but born again. We have a past. We have a history. We have a story. But it becomes a story of redemption when Jesus makes all things new. I'm not what I was. I'm born again. I've been recycled by the love of God and fashioned again for his purpose. Starbucks reclaimed 4 shipping containers. They were destined for the scrap heap until they were recycled. Turns out they made a pretty cool store. They were reclaimed, refurbished, renewed, and revived. That's my story too. That's the way I see it. And that's a little fuel for the fire. And remember, I love you guys.